Started listening to a very interesting man called nassim haramein, physicist, theorist, I think, mostly talking about infinity and finite structures, and how the fact that physicists, modern physicists, contemporary physicists have a very difficult time to combine the two notions of infinity and finiteness. And he came up with an interesting argument regarding fractals, the fractal philosophy idea, theorizing, could easily encompass both an infinite and a finite concept into one. And of course, most of the processes that Nassim is involved in is quite abstract. So there are mathematical and formulations that you could deal, I suppose. I'm not a mathematician, and you could figure things out mathematically, but still you're dealing with an abstract notion attempting to describe a physical world. And I woke up this morning and I thought to myself, people are struggling the same. Nassim seems to think that he's solved this issue of everythingness and nothingness kind of idea, all existing in one. And he says, one of the nice things he says is that it's an internal journey. It's not an external journey. He does make references to expanding yourself into the outer reaches of the universe, which is a very destructive path. And then, of course, there is the internal, which goes more to in line with the Eastern philosophies, and technically, I suppose, as well, the Christian or Jewish faith also has that internal component, but it's not as stressed as in the East. But long story short, the thought that I had this morning is that when I'm painting, and people that deal with painting essentially deal with the same subject, trying to formulate a solution that reconciles two opposing ideas. And the reason that painting, more than any other kind of artistic activity, is capable of dealing with this issue most effectively is because it translates abstract notions into real things. A painting is a real thing. Music, on the other hand, tends to be somewhat ephemeral. It has its impact on a different level. Whereas painting can more directly relate to the idea that you have a notion, an abstract notion, the way that this Nassim fellow is talking about, combining these two opposing ideas. Painting, in fact, does that, because you end up with the real thing. A painting is real. It's a three-dimensional object, something that is difficult to reconcile. Notions or the notions of infinity and finiteness are very difficult to bring together in a three-dimensional time format, and painting does that. This is the solution. It's literally taking an abstract thought and making it real.